Yes. I lost my plan as I sit here and eat my banana bread.
Nom nom.
Nom nom nom.
Let's see, mice.
Actually, let's leave the game sound on. Then we'll have background of just Viking sitting in his throne.
Isn't that
Impatient.
why we did? Is that why we did a lot of background noise footage already?
Well, then I can save that for another one.
Oh, for crying out loud! Fine.
But yes, Rant. You have finally started watching Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, and I still haven't gotten further than a quarter into the second episode because I'm sorry, but I cannot stand the stupidity of kids. Ah,
Yeah.
and that power trip queen-ish attitude of one of them.
Oh, Fern
Yeah, I had no problem
being
with it.
a literal bossy bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean they picked the right person for it. She has that face.
Well then.
I'm saying this because I know people who basically look exactly like that or looked exactly like that and have that attitude.
Yeah. Fair enough. Meanwhile, I am just missing the season finale that's going to air on Wednesday. And, I mean, it is made as a kids show.
Yeah, I noticed. Thank you. There are some, what should we call it? Storytelling and the way they've done certain things that are a bit weird.
And a lot of cuts and perspective changes to make all the violence happen off screen.
I haven't seen a lot of that yet, though.
No, but it kind of has the same as the animated series where, like, someone gets their arm chopped off and happens off screen.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like, it just annoys me the way, like, I understand they're kids. If it's made for kids, makes sense. It reflects better with them. But fucking hell.
The majority of on-screen violence happens basically in the opening sequence in the first episode where the pirates bought the freighter.
Uh. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. You know, when Brutus decides to become the captain instead of Captain Silver.
Wait a minute. Is that the first episode?
Yeah.
Give me a second. Oops. Yellow Elytra Crew. Nope, Skelly Crew, not Mandalorian.
As second episode is the one where they actually, it might be the second episode. I'm not sure now.
Yep, okay.
Nope, it is
now.
literally the start of the first episode.
Yep, I remember now. I heard bought, not board, so my bad. But yes, boarding the bloody freighter and...
Because it literally starts kind of like a lot of the other...
That, honestly, here's the thing though, Berserker. About, let's see, a minute and a half, roughly. Actually, it's at 1:47 146. That's in the 1911, not the blaster, and he racks it. He rocks the pistol.
In the first episode?
Yes. First thing I noticed, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake,
I
why?
don't think I noticed that.
He racks. It looks like the silhouette of a 1911 or something in that area of pistol. But he goes down on his knee. He's on the left hand side. He's holding the pistol and he racks it.
Oh yeah.
Why? That's the first thing I noticed. I like, oh, for fuck's sake, why? That's definitely 1911. It just has a suppressor on it to make it more Star Warsy, I guess. Maybe they ran out of
I think
props.
that's the 1911. Looks more like the
It's a Beretta, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
M92. My bad.
it's the one that was basically a rip-off.
Yeah. See, modernized one.
Yeah. But
And of
yeah,
course, once again, the accuracy of them are worse than stormtroopers, and they managed to miss the door
I mean,
and hit around it. Point blank, basically.
to be fair, slugcasters is a thing in the Star Wars universe.
He's shooting lasers!
They are extremely rare.
He's literally shooting lasers.
Secondly,
Oh,
secondly, there's a lot of laser weapons that have been shown on screen before and just in general in canon that requires some sort of manual charge. Like initiation, charge, whatever you want to call it.
yeah, but it could have made it a bit different than just a, bog standard pistol rack.
Yeah.
It could have made it a switch. It would have made more sense to turn on the fucking battery or an isolator.
Yeah. Like it is on all the blasters you see the clones using ever. I feel like the director didn't get this. I mean, it is an actor, I suppose, not an extra, because I believe he does have a few lines, but like, it hasn't been made fully clear to this person who knows how to operate a firearm.
He doesn't even have a line because he gets shot basically right afterwards at like 2:15.
Isn't he the captain who opens the vault? There's that another guy.
No, that's another guy.
Anyway, point is, the director very much did not emphasis to this person who knows how to operate a firearm, because he's presumably American, that he is shooting a laser gun, not a firearm, and therefore does not have to rack it.
Yeah. That's what it's saying.
But also, that is such a minor thing.
Yeah, well, it's the first thing I noticed, goddammit. Like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I just like the fucking boarding ramps, whatever we want to call those.
Tunnels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a bit reminiscent of the, the droid boarding ships from Clone Wars, the series.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
With the spikies slam through the hull and then extend.
Yep. I mean, it works.
Yeah. It does indeed work. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you, especially early on. Some of the, actually, basically all of them except KB, KG, KB, is somewhat annoying kids.
Yeah.
Wim and Fern in particular being very, I won't say bratty. I mean, Fern is very bratty, but
Haven't even gotten to the point where I can just remember all their names because it just annoyed me. When I was watching it, I was trying to ignore them, but they're always on screen, damn it.
well, yeah, they're the main characters.
Yes, I know. Ah,
Fern is the girl in the leather jacket. KB
yeah.
is the cyborg. Wim is the human boy, and Neil is the elephant thing
Thingy.
boy. And like
Thingamajig.
Fern and Wim in particular in the early episodes are extremely annoying. And like Wim in a way where like he's so far detached from reality that it's annoying, and Fern in a way where she is so cynic and rooted in reality it's annoying. While, completely missing that she's being a bitch.
Yeah, and forgetting what universe she is actually in, seemingly.
Well, in fairness, um, you won't really know this yet because you haven't reached that point, but they do live extremely isolated
No, already figured that out.
and completely
I
out
didn't
of
even,
touch with the rest of the galaxy.
let's see, I just needed to see the first episode when I saw the way they ran the school and the fact that they're using security droids and the barrier. I already figured out that this is a fucked up place to be.
Yeah.
That is not rooted in any way, shape, or form in the galaxy they actually live in any other way than the technology. Basically. These guys have less knowledge of the outside world than the fucking krill farmers on in the Mandalorian series.
Yeah. So, the very minor spoiler. Later on, there's going to be a landing pad on that planet. Hasn't been used in so long that people have forgotten there's a landing pad there.
Yeah, I already figured that out as well, because something tells me there's more outside that barrier than the um let's say the Secretariat wants to show. Because I'm getting a bit of Russian Cold War vibes from this entire thing.
Yeah, where I'm at now, I'm starting to think the whole fucking planet is driven by an AI.
Yeah, that's also quite reasonable.
Not unlike iRobot. With,
Yeah,
can't even remember what that core was called.
I can't either.
Gonna have to look that up now. iRobot core. Vicky!
Ah, yes. That's what it was.
Virtual
Yeah,
Interactive Kinetic Intelligence.
kinetic.
Yeah. That is very much an acronym where they came up with what it should be and then came up with words that fit it afterwards.
Yeah, well, they hit on most of it except kinetic.
Yeah. But yeah, kind of like how she's basically in control of all the Gen 5 robots in that movie.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get that vibe from the, who they call it, the council or whatever they call it. The leader of their planet. The manager of the great project. Yeah, I mean, I do like the show so far. It's pretty good. It's
It's not a bad show. I have a problem with don't flag this YouTube, but I don't particularly like children. It's not like I'm going to murder them or anything. They annoy me
yeah.
to an extent.
Well, oops. I wanted the taskbar away from the video. Yeah. like we've had quite a few Star Wars shows at this point, like live action shows at this point.
Yeah.
And I mean, first two seasons for Mandalorian in particular, still the best. Like, that is hard to beat. The Acolyte is on the absolute fucking bottom of the pile.
Still haven't watched it.
Not because it was necessarily a bad show, just because the pacing was so off. Like, instead of, actually just plopping us into the universe we already know and explaining where exactly, well, how far prior to all the events we already know we are in the timeline, because technology-wise we're in the same place, effectively.
Yeah, but how was it again? It hasn't changed in the past 10,000 years, or or so.
Yeah.
Realistically.
I mean, it has, but it's very minor things.
Yeah, reactors have become more efficient, shields have become better, but
Droids have become more advanced.
But it's basically the same.
Yeah.
There's the same stage of technology, just refining it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's somewhat similar to how the world looked 20 years ago. We still, for the most part, have the exact same technology. We've just made it better.
Yeah, even the Empire of the War game explains this on one of the ships that are really fucking old.
Yeah.
It's just it's bigger and clunkier and not as efficient. That's it. Everything else is basically the same.
Yeah.
But yes.
But yeah, that's at the very bottom, because just, like, completely removed from what we already know in the universe, and spent way too much building up the setting for a universe we already know, instead of focusing on the characters and, what's actually going on in the story.
I mean, now, to be fair, we are aware that there are people who might not have been watching Star Wars before now. But you're starting at the wrong place if you're starting with the Acolyte.
Yeah, like, if that's the first thing you're gonna watch for Star Wars, something's wrong with you.
Yes, something went horribly wrong. Speaking of Star Wars, I have more news about the remake mod.
Well, I was still ranking. So we have Mandalorian at one end and Acolyte at the other end. Then we have, I'm trying to think of them roughly in the order they came out. And I think the first one we had after Mandalorian, because that is the first one, was
the live action series, yes.
Was Book of Boba Fett. Or did... No, Obi-Wan came after. So yeah, the first one after Mandalorian was Book of Boba Fett. And, like, it wasn't bad. But again, weird pacing.
Yeah, it went a lot back and forth, but I still quite enjoyed it. I love the setting.
It's more towards the Mandalorian end of the scale. It's about the same place as the Mandalorian Season 3, because it did go downhill a bit on Season 3.
Well, yeah, but they did a lot of building up for various things. They basically paved the road for an additional 2 seasons if they wanted to.
Yeah, and they had major tie-ins with Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, they kind of had to, though. To make the story make sense.
Well, yeah.
The one they already had built up.
But if we put Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2 at 10 and Acolyte at 1, that's the scale. And Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian Season 3 is still like an 8.
Yeah, that's quite within reason.
And then we have Obi-Wan as a 7. Again, just primarily because of the pacing. And a few things that didn't really make sense, with Leia being an amazing tech genius, apparently.
Apparently.
Like few things where you won't call it plot armor, but like where plot skill just kind of took over.
Yeah.
But still overall a good show, especially because of the interactions between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader / Anakin in it. And Obi-Wan getting a large part of the closure on his entire arc.
Hello there.
Like, honestly, Obi-Wan, like, his arc should have ended before we get to to the original trilogy, in my book.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the Obi-Wan series, he gets closure for Anakin turning into Darth Vader. In the Clone Wars series, I think it is, he gets closure against Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Like, all the chapters for him, so to say, have more or less been closed by the time we get to the original trilogy.
Pretty much.
Like, the only thing he has left to do is go, hey, Luke, you're a space wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry. Yeah.
You're a space wizard, Luke.
I'm not the fucking wizard. Yeah.
That's really the only reason he is in the original trilogy.
Yeah, you had to have that mentor role and with the connection.
Yep.
Then, well, where would you put Ahsoka?
Ahsoka is probably also a 7. Maybe a 6. It has good pacing, has good storyline, has good casting, has good characters, but it's losing a lot of points because it's bringing a, like, it's not exactly a necessary story to have a focus on Ahsoka in.
No.
And it has very, very deep tie-ins to probably the least known part of Star Wars, which is Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah. Which might also be why they made it, so they could maybe get people to watch that more. Or something. I don't know.
Which is probably why they called it Ahsoka instead of calling it, I don't know,
Rebels live action.
Ghost Crew.
Yeah, something like that.
But, like, literally, the only character they cast in that entire show that didn't, like, either didn't literally provide the voice for the animated counterpart, or look incredibly alike the animated counterpart, is the one they got to play Sabine. And she, like, she just provides the personality of the character perfectly, so, like, before watching, just having seen the images, that was the only one I was kind of iffy about. After watching, perfect job. No complaints.
Yep. Why, Disney, do you...
Well, you also have Endor. I forgot about Endor. Nico, how the fuck can I forget about Endor?
Oh yeah, Andor. Not Endor.
No, not Endor. Endor. You know,
Yes.
Endor Calrissian.
Yeah, yep.
I think that's a 9, to be honest.
Haven't watched all of it yet.
It's really well made. Like, it's still very
Yeah,
far. It's kind of
It
like,
is very well made, Berserker, but I'm getting pissed off of YouTube, of Disney Plus, not letting me watch in fucking full HD because they're a piece of fucking shit.
Yeah, well, that's a you problem.
You don't even have full HD on your TV, you cunt.
I know. That's
see-
why I'm saying it's a you problem.
720p on a 720p TV doesn't look that bad because that's kind of what it's supposed to look like, and it makes sense. 720p on a 1440p monitor with HDR and all of that kind of shit looks weird when they limit it to basically 720 or 480. It looks pixelated and noisy as fuck, and I can't fucking see details anywhere because they fuck up the contrast.
I have had that problem with some things I've watched where they've put it down to the 480 on my PC. That's stuff I don't like actively watch. It's just background noise.
Let me fucking choose my own resolution, damn it, and don't do automatic. So you can save on your fucking bandwidth, you pieces of shit. Actually, I can see it here. It's only 766.
Bloody hell.
Why?
Why indeed?
And now I have it on my other monitor, which is 1080, and it still looks weird as fuck.
But anyway, Endor series. Like, it's very far removed from everything else Star Wars because it's Rogue One related, so it kind of matches, you know, how the movie is also very far removed from everything else Star Wars.
But still quite set in the same setting, and it still makes sense.
Still perfectly in the same setting. It makes sense in the story. It's just from like a storytelling perspective and from the tone of the movie, it's very different because like all the main Star Wars movies are very much or at least to a large degree, kind of like family adventure movie, which was also the idea for them. Well, Rogue One is very war movie.
Yeah, that's fair. Which I don't mind, to be fair.
No, it is still, in my book, the best fucking Star Wars movie has come out after Disney bought Star Wars.
Yep.
By far.
Notice how he makes sure to add that after Disney bought Star Wars. So he doesn't get into trouble. Not that he cares.
Look, as divisive that the prequels and the original trilogy fans can get. I mean, I did grow up with the prequels.
I grew up with the sequels, even though I'm younger than you, but because I had an uncle who liked Star Wars, he showed me all of them. And then he showed me the prequels.
Well, the main reason I got into Star Wars was because I got the Star Wars Lego sets for the prequels because they were coming out when I was a kid.
No, I watched Star Wars first, and I was like, yep, I love this. And then I wanted and I got the Lego game for my PlayStation 2, I believe.
Oh yeah, I played that a lot as well. I'm not sure if I watched The Phantom Menace or is it A New Hope? The fourth one is called. I think it is. Can't remember which one I watched first. But I remember as a kid absolutely loving the fucking pod racing sequence.
And that would be movie number 1.
Yeah,
Phantom
that is
Menace,
Phantom
wasn't it?
Menace.
Yeah.
But you know,
I remember doing that race in the game.
I had the Lego set with Anakin's fucking pod racer and the
and Kiddikin.
yeah, and the fucking twat with the big orange one, and there was a third one with one of the green ones. So like I had 3 of the pod races in Lego, so like I could play through the race while watching the movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously, I wish kids today did the same things instead of being a bitch on Twitter.
And I had the Naboo Starfighter and one of the Vulture droids. So again, I could play through the thing while watching the movie.
Yeah, I had a Jedi Starfighter
I had one of those too.
and a few other miscellaneous other things that are now in a billion gazillion pieces and in a big ass box, and I'm not sure I'm ever going to be able to put them back together.
I had Anakin Starfighter.
Yes,
Jedi Starfighter.
that's the same one. I have Anakin as well. He's in the box somewhere.
The early like reddish brown and white one with bits of green.
Yeah, I also had the yellow one when I think about it.
I didn't. I had a snowspeeder though.
Hey.
And I had the old Cantina playset. I can remember that because of the Sand Trooper riding the giant lizard thing.
Damn it, I'm already hearing the music. Ah.
So like, yeah, I mean, prequels and original trilogy, very different movies. Especially the first 2 in the prequels.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not going to rank all the Star Wars movies now, but like of the Star Wars movies, the Clone Wars live action, the second of the prequels, that does rank 7th among all Star Wars movies. Well, actually, of the main trilogy movies, let's call it that.
Yeah, personally, I had fun with basically every single one of those movies to some extent.
Yeah. The only reason I'm not a particular fan of the Clone Wars is that it spends like half an hour on just love story between Anakin and Padme.
No, well, you see, that's why you have the skip button.
Yeah! But it's still like a third of the movie is just fucking rom-com, basically.
Yeah, I know. And I agree on your sentiment, Berserker.
Another 20% is politics. AKA, it's basically half of a good movie.
Yep. Now, this is completely off.
Yes, let's go to a different topic before we say something that's gonna piss off half the people watching.
I think we already did that, but sure.
Okay, the other half.
Dude, that's episode 6. I'm gonna show you partially the reason why. I despise Disney and their shenanigans. You know, if my things will do things correctly and not just fuck up.
Well, while you're doing that, we can continue our little rant about taking animation to live action. Because there's this amazing movie series slash TV show called How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
They are doing a live action remake of the first movie.
Yes, I'm aware. And I immediately got quite scared.
Like, why? Bloody movie's not that old.
Okay, so this doesn't really show up properly on camera. I realize.
I mean, they say
is
that
quite
the first
annoying.
movie is 15 years old, but
Yeah, it's not that new anymore, really. But we are old.
it's not that
Suddenly.
new anymore, but it's also not old enough that it needs a fucking remake.
So the two
Yeah.
pictures I sent you there, Berserker. The one that has, proper blacks and reflections and everything, and has sharp resolution. That is my private version.
Yeah.
Hey, the other one is the one that's streamed.
Yeah.
Same fucking scene.
Yeah. That is bad.
Yeah, fuck you, Disney.
That is really bad.
Yeah, the main one is 4K HDR, the way it's supposed to be. The other one is whatever the fuck that resolution is, and fucked up. And if I switch screen, the shittier screen still looks better than the good screen on the same scene. Like, significantly better. It's so pixelated and noisy on the other one. The film grain is sure, that's just why ever they put it in there, but it's so annoying.
Why is Google suggesting that?
Suggesting what?
Google being like, when will How to Train Your Dragon 4 release? There isn't a 4. It's a fucking remake of the first one in live action. But yeah, I saw some pictures of the shooting earlier
Yes,
today.
I've seen a trailer already.
But they've kind of done the woke ass bullshittery and cast characters that look nothing like the character. I mean, it's fair enough that you don't get. Also, I just realized when Misk doing rant.
Whatever.
Owl. Like, it's fair enough that you can't get characters that look exactly like animated characters when you've animated in that sort of caricature style.
No, but no, we're kind of on the same page. Why Ariel the mermaid is black in the live action and not
Exactly.
white.
Exactly.
Why?
Exactly. Like,
and before any of anybody who's watching who potentially thinks like, yeah, but now you're being racist. It's a fact. It's in fucking Denmark.
yeah.
Black people aren't native to there. Especially not in the sea. What the fuck?
It's like the story's literally fucking set in the North Sea.
Yeah. It's
in the like 1600s.
Yeah.
The only black people anywhere near there at that time were slaves. Anyway, yeah, they've kind of done the same here. Astrid, who is very much a blonde in the animation, and very much, fucking Scandinavian in appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Exact
Nope.
opposite. Like, one of the girl twin, they've cast an obese chick to play. Like, none of them look except Hiccup, none of them look anything like their fucking characters. Like, I can accept a live action adaptation of an animated character not looking a lot like the character when they've literally taken the actor who provided the voice but the animated version, like they did in Ahsoka with Admiral Thrawn and is it Lars Mikkelsen? I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but yes.
But Mads Mikkelsen's brother.
But at least they have like a relatively similar build when you take it from animated to real life. I'm thinking of Hiccup here, by the way.
Yeah, like that is the one character that actually looks like the animated counterpart.
Some of the other ones looks like they kind of just picked whatever they had laying around in the broom cupboard. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Actually, one of them might also be somewhat similar, of not of the kids though.
Well, yeah. I mean, they did get the actor who provided the voice for Stoic to play Stoic. Like, except maybe a fucking fat version of The Rock, you're not gonna find someone with a physique like that in real life.
Nope.
Fucking 2.5 meters tall and 2 meters wide.
Yeah, you know, that's fair. They if they use the voice actor, close enough.
Yes.
That's a compromise I'm willing to take. But
Just like, also the candles do burn down in the game.
oh,
I just
Oh, well.
noticed because they've been burning down. But like again, Ahsoka. I'm gonna have to look it up when we're gonna talk about it. Ahsoka TV series. That's Ahsoka, that's Dave Filoni. I gotta get more. Yes, Lars Mikkelsen playing Grand Admiral Thrawn. He doesn't particularly look like his character, like the animated character.
oh, but like I said, close enough. Okay, so
Especially body wise.
is it Gobber that is the guy with the interchangeable arms?
Yes. I think so.
Yeah, they haven't put the names in fucking the correct order here. That was a little bit annoying.
Like, face wise, they aren't too unalike. There's a good picture there. But for the rest of their body, very different.
Yeah. It is not that far off when you take, you know, that build from an animated movie to that.
Yeah.
Close enough. He's not 600 pounds. Or completely the wrong color, even though they had to paint his face.
The
Because he's blue.
primary thing is his hair color and his posture.
The posture is, yeah. For all we know, he could have a neck issue that makes him literally not able to stand taller than he is. But yes, it is indeed Gobber that's the, that guy. Well, at least they have a relatively similar build.
I mean, they've also spent like fucking 3 years on that planet where nothing as humanoid as, you know, they are has lived ever, so
Yeah.
it's not an unreasonable thing.
Look at him. Bronwyn James. That was First of all, that does not sound like a female, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Bronwyn James. It's an English actress. She's the one doing Rough Night.
Yes. That's the girl twin.
Not the correct build at all.
Not the correct anything.
The only thing I can't, say that is correct or not is her attitude and personality, because I haven't met her.
Yeah, but that's also part of an actor's job to portray.
Yeah, but that's like the only thing that they don't have a definite say that it's correct or wrong. The closer you naturally are to a character, the easier it is to portray it.
Yeah.
But you have those really good actors can just portray whatever the fuck they please with, but
I mean, the guy they've got to play Tough Nut really looks like the animated version as well.
yeah, that is more correct build and everything.
That is correct everything.
Yeah, and fish legs also is sort of the correct puffy cheeks and everything, but of course it's very overdone in the movie.
Yeah.
There's mainly two actors that are completely wrong build for the character. One of them, as it's impossible to get to the same build unless you hire like Brian Shaw.
Yeah.
And Astrid, why?
Yeah.
They did the same thing again.
Yeah.
But she was the lead in Dumbo, so I guess that's good enough.
She is at least somehow as pale as Astrid, despite being like half black. Or a quarter black, or however much black.
Really depends on which picture you're looking at, as far as I'm concerned. Because I see where somewhere it looks like she's been toasted, and others where she looks like she's been dipped in bleach.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I really hope she just doesn't show up in the movie with dreads or something like that. I'm picking dreads down to her knees. Dread. Well, if you found the same picture as me, then well, apparently she had dreads in the pave. For fuck, why? They probably refused to change her hair, so they had to make it like that.
Because, that's the only fucking way someone with that curly hair is gonna have anything that resembles a fucking straight braid.
What do you mean? She literally I found the picture of her having normal hair. Yeah, she has normal hair in the Dumbo movie.
Look great.
No, Dumbo. What am I saying? In the what's The Last of Us?
No, that was very much very curly.
Hang on a minute.
Because I found a picture of that not that far away.
Oh, it was Dumbo probably then. Hang on. No, she was in The Last of Us as well, apparently in Sarah Miller in 2 episodes.
She was Petro's kid.
Yeah, I haven't watched the movie, series.
Oh, it's
I
good.
couldn't be bothered. Like, she has a lot of pictures that she has that, like super curly hair. But I honestly feel like she'd rather have the long curly hair instead of dreads. Honestly.
Yeah.
Because you can make curly hair go flat for a while.
Yeah.
She
Well,
doesn't necessarily need to have that like super puffy head of hair either.
Well, they could have cast someone who actually looked like the fucking character.
Well, yes, that would be optimal, but they didn't. Like, if you disregard the hair color and everything as well, then just no.
Yeah, like the only thing that's even anywhere remote is the same rather, shall we call it, fragile looking body.
That sure. But she has
Gangly body, I think.
straight hair in one of the. Hmm. Okay, so in Dumbo she has like straightly brushed hair.
I don't fucking know, man.
So it is possible. They just didn't.
I don't fucking know, man. There's too much fucking politics going into making movies, apparently.
Way too much. It is more politics than movie.
Yeah. And shall we end it there?
Yeah, before we get fucking manhunted.
Yeah.
Good idea.